Welcome back, everybody. This is once again Don Horatio. I thought I was done for the night, but I was wrong. I still want to do some more TLO party games. This is actually a bonus episode because this episode comes from a replay that was not in his replay pack, but was in the replay pack recently released by Esports PiG, the Australian Zerg player. So I'll be looking to cast it. PiG is a great player. Did quite well in a number of tournaments recently, the WCS ones. I believe he actually won the... Yes, that's correct. He won the Australian National Tournament. Moonglade was not quite able to take that. It was indeed PiG who came through on top, even though Moonglade took the WCS Continental Oceania Finals the next day, not PiG. But I look forward to seeing this game, and let's get right into it. Bottom left of Entomb Valley, our hero of the continuing series, TLO, representing Liquid in the red. And in the top left, we have the replay submitting player, Esports PiG. TLO playing a bit fun at his opponent's country of origin, using the "hello mate" like that. I promise never to use that accent again, probably, except maybe later if PiG says something later on. Like, "I enjoyed you and Apollo's love affair." Oh god, I'm terrible. I'm just gonna stop now. But anyway, TLO is great, PiG is great, and let's see what these two players do. Both go for Overlords on 9, so no 10 pools upcoming for either of these players. We will see some later pool play or hatchery play. So, not a whole lot to talk about right now. A little bit of pre-game Zerg stuff. Not really much going on. PiG is really good at ZvZ. He plays a lot in Australia because pretty much every good player in Australia is a Zerg player. You got Moonglade, you've got PiG. Even the New Zealand player ZvZ, who's quite good as well, is a Zerg player. Who else? Mafia. Mafia is also quite excellent. I believe Mafia came second to Moonglade in the WCS Oceania Continental Finals. So he's also quite good. There's just a whole lot of people to play ZvZ with down there on that SCA server. Quite good and an underrated server, and there are a lot of players that you just don't see like PiG. The WCS was a great showing of that. Looks like we got a 15 hatch from TLO. No surprise there at all. And PiG actually going for a 16 hatch, one drone later. So, pretty much the same thing. So, let's just see how they decide to deviate after this. We do have the pool immediately following for TLO as soon as he can. Whereas I think it looks like PiG tried to sneak another drone. And also a gas before his spawning pool. So, he will have that Zergling speed just a touch earlier as his pool goes down right about now. I expect to see a gas from TLO in the near future as well, because it's hard to really do a whole lot without that Zergling speed. Queens are good, but not that good. Zerglings are very quick and get past those slow queens. Just a great unit overall, obviously. Unless you use mass Zerglings only against Terran without even teching at all. If anyone watched the previous TLO games, I was quite upset about that. Made me sad to see Dario lose in such a fashion. Still no gas for TLO, as gas now starting to be mined for PiG, already about up to 50. So that Zergling speed will be on the way very soon. TLO does get for that queen first. PiG's going to have to wait a few seconds to start his, as his spawning pool is still not quite done. So TLO does have the edge in the macro in that sense. And starting a second queen immediately as well, whereas PiG will not be able to do that. He'll have to go for the Zergling speed first and then the queen. And then he'll have to start a second queen for a second. Actually, he starts one right now too, so he's in great shape as well. And we'll have to see how both players have to go from here. There's the aforementioned Zergling speed from PiG as soon as he can. Going to be quite good there. And we'll have to see how soon TLO takes a gas. He still has nothing there. And slow Zerglings against fast Zerglings is not fun for the slow Zergling player. I should stop saying Zergling fast because it just really kind of diarrheas out of my mouth if I'm not careful. TLO sneaking a couple lings in, and he will see exactly what's up with PiG. Might even snag this drone right here. Not quite, though. Does not quite get him. But he will see the Zergling speed on the way, and continued mining of gas for the Australian player. The Zergling will be forced out, but he's seen everything he needs to see, more than worth the investment. TLO going for 2 gas at once in that main base, so he was looking to get that gas as soon as he can. Gonna try and tech up quickly following his macro stage. By macro, I mean like early no gas stage. I should say macro. It's always a macro stage. Macro is always important. What am I to say that it's not? Baneling us now on the way for PiG. Going to be quite good against these slow, like I said, the slow Zerglings from TLO. And basically, if PiG attacks somewhat soon, TLO could be in a bit of trouble. But right now we do have a bit of some links on the way from Pig, 10 right now. But the Roach War on the way from TLO as well, as he starts to kind of make a ramp here to try and at least force these Zerglings out. Pig will spot the Roach Warren in the Evo chamber immediately with that Zergling. Good little run up there for him. And right now he's continuing to make a bunch of Zerglings, so he's going to look to do some damage right now. He knows this is the opportunity before those Roaches can get on the field. And another Evo chamber coming down as well for TLO. And he's going to look to block with these Queens. And he has a pretty good wall right here, and the Spine Crawler will help out quite a lot. But here comes some of the Lings, some Banelings morphing already. There's no way for these Banelings to get in and do anything useful, so Pig's in a good spot. But this Evo chamber is going to be a bit of danger until the Spine Crawlers can get down. Roach is now on the way for TLO, and as soon as he gets those, he's in great shape. Queen's pushing these Zerglings back, and this is a great defense from TLO. Really good SimCity. And he's not, I don't think Pig can get this Evo chamber before the Spine Crawler finishes at all. Or he might barely get it. It's going to be close. Transfuse goes down. Just laying that, and I think that'll be just long enough. And here's the Roaches. The Roaches will seal the deal. The Zerglings have to back off. Oh, they're going to try to go for it anyway. There's just no way for them to get that. But TLO building more Spine Crawlers and cancels those two Evo chambers, decides to not refortify that wall. He feels like he's safe now. TLO can take down his own Evo chamber to get out and try to engage here. He can wall with the Roaches instead, just as effective. Some drones now moving down and through to go join their mining comrades at the base, and TLO holding off attack, very good. He was able to make some drones that time and get that double upgrades going as quick as he can. And long term, the Roach play will be superior to the Roach Ling Baneling. But Pig now also has a Roach Warren of his own, so we can start to produce that. He is a touch behind the upgrades due to the early start, and he's only got one Evo chamber instead of two. So TLO has the advantage in that way, and both throw down their lairs at about the same time. Pig's still hanging around with this little bunch of Zerglings and Banelings because they can't do a whole lot at home right now, but there's also not a whole lot they can do here. He can probably try to sneak some Banelings in if he catches TLO a little unawares, but I doubt TLO will allow that to happen. These Spines are in good position regardless, and there's also a Queen as well. So he should be in a great position to hold off any sort of aggression. Roach is now taking out these destructible rocks to allow that expansion to the third. Pig does get his third base up earlier. I actually didn't notice this at all. I do apologize for that. But Pigs is now done. TLO now knows about it and is going to look to harass it with this Zergling. Zergling will not get a whole lot done. Might get this one drone, though. Nope, no micro there. Might be two drone victory against one Zergling, and they... Oh, yes. Excellent micro from Pig, and TLO not paying attention right there. But TLO's can move around across the map with these Roaches, I believe. He knows he's a bit behind now that he's seen that third base. He's going to look to do something with it. And right now, if you look at the unit counter, Pig is up in supply, but he's down in Roaches, down by about 7 right now. He does have a couple Banelings and some Zerglings, but that will not be too helpful. And both players making about the same amount of Roaches as the other. And there's no Spine Crawler down at this third as TLO is moving in. Let's do a little follow action on these guys. And here they come in, and Pig's in the bad spot. The rocks do go down. Pick out this one Roach right as it spawns. Great for him. And TLO does get the better concave right at the start, but the Zerglings will come in from the back and do some damage to these rear Roaches. And looks like TLO's in a bit of a bad spot, and that's going to be very bad for TLO. Third base is now on the way, but Pig does not even take any economic damage at all from this attack, and TLO loses all of his Roaches. Just terrible start there. Even with the upgrades, it was just not enough, and Pig's going to look to probably maybe move across the map and counter a bit if he makes a bunch of Roaches right now. Roach count is now 18 to 12 in favor of Pig, and he's moving across the map with a supply lead and an econ lead and an army lead. He's just in great shape. The only thing I think he might be behind in his upgrades, TLO is at 1-1 and Pig is at 1-0 right now. Pig not even doing the armor upgrade, going straight for that +2 attack. He could do to have another Evo chamber, I think, but his Roach speed will be earlier as well. And I think he's just looking to match some Roaches and attack at that speed timing. He will be ahead, but he also does not know that he is ahead in that. But he also knows he's ahead economically. He can be as patient as he wants, frankly. As long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he should be in a good shape to win this game. And here he now is moving in. Pig, he might go for a snipe on this Roach Warren. Nope, he's looking to engage this army. It's a slightly better concave. A couple of Banelings moving in, do some minor damage. Every little bit helps, I guess. And those Roaches were nice and clumped up. Pig doing what he can. He's going to start falling down a bit to the superior upgrades of TLO. And he will lose a lot of these Roaches. That was a bit of an ill-advised engagement. And speed finishes right after that, which is very unfortunate for him. But his econ is far superior. Let's take a brief look at the income. It's actually not as superior as I would have thought. The mineral income is 400 higher, which is pretty good, but the gas is about the same. And right now, he needs to just basically hold on to this advantage, and just his supply advantage will stay. And we'll have to see if they have any branching tech decisions. The Infestation Pit is already done for TLO. Pathogen Glands just starting, and the Infestation Pit is only about a third to half of the way done for our Australian player. So he is behind in the tech, but he is ahead in the roach count still, I believe. Yep, 32 to 23. And he's in good shape, but he's behind the upgrade still, as I mentioned. And when TLO's 2-2 finishes, he'll be in a great spot. Pigs really should start trying to get that double upgrade going. That would be really, really good for him. He needs to at least get some armor, or else he'll be in bad shape much later in the game. TLO going to look to move out again. He will be spotted by these overlords. Overlords everywhere on the map, so both players know exactly when they're each moving out, can make spine crawlers, more roaches in anticipation of defense. First infestors are now on the way for TLO, one in production right now, and that's actually about it. I think that later influx of income in the gas literally led to that. Walking into a big concave and runs away. TLO knows he doesn't stand a chance right there, but he's going to poke right back in again, trying to split his army, but Pig also splits his. Losing a bunch of roaches for nothing. A bit of a move command biff right there. Moving into spine crawler can look to maybe do some econ damage right here. Going to go for a couple probes. Let's take a look at the workers killed. Going to climb up a bit for TLO, but not much. 3, 4 down, 5. Some good focus firing in there, managing to even do that much damage. He does get 9 workers. That was not worth losing all those roaches for next to nothing, to be absolutely sure. And TLO is now down a lot in supply, down by 60 right now, 176 to 117. And Spine Crawler is now going for TLO on the defense, but he's just not in a very good spot at all. Infester's now on the way for Pig, and since his bank was a bit higher to start with, he's making more Infestors right now, 6 at a time. Whereas TLO has 5 in the field, and will have 6 in a second, but the Econ is just like in place for Pig to basically take a big lead in this game. He's up in drones by 13, and on those 3 bases, that makes a huge difference. Roach count far superior, up by 25. And he's going to move in and do a huge amount of damage here. Might want to wait for some infestors of his own, because he's going to run right into the infestors of TLO if he does this. But he's still in great shape, and there's no way to deny that. Pig's going to look to move in as soon as his infestors show up. Or at least try to do some sort of contain action and keep his opponent off of a 4th base while he takes his own. There indeed is the 4th base of Pig, like I mentioned. About half of the way done right now. Get that gas income going as soon as he can. Pig also looking to add some hydras into his composition. The Hydralist den is done, and now getting that +1 range upgrade. Not quite sure what the line of thought is behind that. Maybe he just wants to slightly improve his composition. You can go Roach Infester, but add in like a dash of hydras, like 10, and it really 10 to 15 hydras, I guess. That adds a lot of DPS to your composition, and really is a good support unit for the roaches. The roaches will still form the main backbone because hydras have just no armor at all, and roaches are much more tanky and easy to reproduce in mass, but the Hydras, if you can keep them alive, do great DPS. And the Spire on the way as well, so we'll be looking to do Broodlords as soon as he can. Whereas TLO has no Hive started quite yet, as the Hive of Pig is halfway done. And TLO is just in a rough spot right here. Pig's ahead, and let's take a brief look at the drone count. Still 10 ahead. TLO's supply is now caught up. Take a quick look at if that is all in roaches. Yeah, he's up. He's about equivalent in roach count, but is up in infestors as TLO. So he does have that going for him, so he can get some really good fungals off, like a great pickoff on these infestors. He'll be in a great spot. And he's going to look for that infestor fungal, maybe, and he does get it, but needs to get some more to make this effective. The better concave is definitely in for Pig, but not by a whole lot. Some good fungals going on for both players. A lot of the infestors of Pig are down. In fact, a lot of them are down to 2 infestors on this front line, but Pig is now moving in. Slightly superior roach count now, and these infestors are all very low on energy. No fungals left, I don't think. Nope, not a single fungal left, and Pig can now move in and do whatever he wants. The roaches are at very low health, though, but he will move to deny this 4th base, and there's no way TLO can save this. And basically, Pig just needs to do this in the entire game. He just needs to kill his opponent to keep him off that 4th base as long as he can. And that'll basically make the difference in this game. Pig now going to pull back with his 20 supply advantage and his tech advantage. He now has a greater Spire on the way, and TLO has still made no attempt to tech any further at all. He will probably look to make this 4th base as soon as he can, and there is the little shadow of it, so that's coming up very soon. But right now, Pig is happily mining gas from this 4th base. No mineral income quite yet from there, but that's perfectly fine. He just needs the gas for these Broodlords. And once he gets these Broods, there's no solution for them for TLO. TLO has no Spire, so he can't go for Corruptors to solve it. He's only got so many infestors right now, 7, which can do some good. But like if the Broodlords aren't grouped up for a fungal or for like infested Terrans, the infested Terrans will get eaten up by a superior roach count. And Pig is actually moving in again. Some good fungals by TLO, but it's not going to be quite enough, I don't think. But the infestors are pushed back into the main, and Pig will look to maybe deny this 4th base yet again if he can. Some great fungals are going off, getting 6 or 7 roaches at a time for TLO, but getting some infestors picked off on the backside. Defensive fungals again. And Pig kind of like all over the place right now. As TLO's the bulk of our army moves in, he can probably take out Pig piecemeal by a bit of a move, looking to get the surround if he can. Good Fungal nailing a ton of Pig's infestors, and they're all very low health now, and TLO is actually going to do quite well defending here and hold off, but there are 28 roaches in production for Pig right now, and 7 hydras, and there's not a whole lot to stop there, and Pig actually calls GG. The 4th base was taken out during the course of that action. Roaches moving into the 3rd base, and that was just it. I was kind of watching this main area, and I should do a lot better, admittedly, watching these extra bases, but this 3rd base was in a lot of danger. Sorry, that's the natural. Was in a lot of danger, and just the bank was actually there for TLO. For one thing, he did not have the gas. Broodlords were on the way, and he had no tech to fall back on. So TLO knows what is up, calls that good game, and just falls to Pig. They both kind of went for the same sort of play. TLO went for roaches earlier than Pig, and his early aggression was denied, but he went for that 3rd base much earlier and did not lose it. Was not even close to losing it when TLO moved out to not counterattack, but pressure that 3rd base. Roaches got trapped trying to engage the other roaches, hit from behind by the Zerglings, and just utterly taken out while being delayed with his own 3rd base, and that kind of set the tone for the rest of the game, where Pig was just ahead economically and just did everything right. Losing some infestors to some big fungals, but other than that, like, the roach count was just almost always superior. The concaves and the really big battles were superior for our Australian player, and TLO does fall to TT Esports Pig. Not surprising considering the amount of ZvZ practice Pig gets, like I discussed earlier. It was a good game. Good little 3-base ZvZ with that mass roach play, as we are quite used to seeing a very common way for these games to turn out. But thanks again for watching TLO Party with Don Horatio. And that's the bonus episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will come back later with episode 7, the real episode 7, and not this fake one. So thanks for watching.